I have another question that came in by email. And if you guys have any questions you want us to answer, we provide free coaching for real estate investors every weekday morning at 7 a.m. on YouTube. You can join us on YouTube. Just look up Wayne Hillier on YouTube. The Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show is live there at 7 a.m. Or you can send your questions in by email. And email is info@reimorningshow.com. This investor sent their question in by email. What they want to know is, well, I'll just read the email. Hi, I'm picking the brains of other landlords about if you had to choose in a basement suite that was 500 square feet. I think I missed the part that said 500 square feet. It might change my answer now. If you had a 500 square foot basement suite, would you rather have option A, 2 small bedrooms with a small living area and kitchen space? Or option B, 1 big primary bedroom, making the rest more spacious? What would you think would be more beneficial and easier to rent? We got to start with the big issue here. The big issue. 500 square feet.
Yes.
Is that even legal? Like, is that even big enough for a legal bedroom?
Yes.
What's the minimum? Is there?
I don't think there is a minimum. I think as long as you have all components that, I don't know, maybe there is. I'm talking out of my butt now because I don't know that for sure. Do you see the words coming out?
Yeah, I was just looking.
Flying away.
There's a GIF.
Anyways, I have no idea if there's any legal
500 square feet.
But
500 square feet is quite small.
It's small. It's small. So this tells me.
So let's just say this: our garden suite, the garden suites that we're building, the multi-unit garden suites that we're building at Edmonton, are approximately 640 square feet. So for those of you guys that went out to the Edmonton Real Estate Investing Bus Tour with us, hosted by REM Masters a few weekends ago, those are 640 square feet. You've seen any of the pictures that I post online. And we were in a position with those ones where we had the option for 2 bedrooms. And we had the exact same question. Should we go with 2 bedrooms? Or should we go with a decent sized bedroom and a larger living area, right?
Yeah. And so, when we're talking about square footage, this is really important to figure out because, I'd like to see the drawings on fitting 2 bedrooms into a space like that because I think, well, there's a comment here. It says closet, ... That's what the bedrooms would probably feel like is closets, really. I can't see how that would actually work. So my answer is going to be relatively simple here that I think your only option is 1 bedroom.
Yeah. Even our smallest basement suite, I think is bigger than 500 square feet.
I think so too.
I'd have to measure it. It's a weird shape. So I never actually truly measured it, but, I think you're right. I don't even think it's possible to get 2 bedrooms. I think about like the difference between 640 square feet and 500 square feet. That's a 14 by 10 room.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
How big are most rooms? Like 9 by 9 or 10 by 10?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have 2 bedrooms, a hallway, and a kitchen. A small kitchen.
Yeah, and you also, another thing that needs to be taken into account is configuration, because when we're talking about basement suites, there's a whole bunch of things that happen. A staircase coming down.
Yeah.
You have a mechanical room that has
where
furnaces and electrical panels and all that kind of stuff. Where is that situated, right? If it's tucked into a nice tidy corner, that's great, but that's not typically the case. It usually comes out and makes it so that you need to work around an area. So maybe you have like a bathroom tucked in behind, you know what I mean? It's not just like you end up with this perfect box that you get to work with.
Yeah.
And so where
are you putting your in-suite laundry?
Yeah, where's laundry going?
Yeah.
So I think it just makes this a really easy question to kind of answer, is that you really only have space for 1 bedroom. I think at the square footage also, you'll see a lot of suites that are actually just bachelors, where there isn't a contained bedroom. You just kind of have everything open to each other with hopefully a nook or something, popped in where it's allocated for like a bed to be.
Yeah.
And obviously a closet, which is a requirement. But at that square footage, that's what I would be thinking is, are we in a bachelor situation or can we get a bedroom in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can change this up just to close out today's show and just let's assume that this was a larger square footage.
Okay.
Perhaps this.
How would our answer change?
Yeah, perhaps this listener, just wrote 500 just as a number, but they were more concerned about the debate whether it's better to have 2 bedrooms with a small living area or one big bedroom or one decent sized bedroom with a larger living area. I have opinions about basement suites, and it really ties to, and I know you do as well, Gabby, tenant profile.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So tenant profile is incredibly important. You have to think about who it is that you're trying to attract here. And, if you remove 1 bedroom, it does remove the potential for people who are looking for 2 bedrooms, right? So you do have to consider that. If someone is looking for 2 bedrooms and you only have 1, then you will not be on their search. You won't even, if they check off 2 bedrooms minimum and then their price range or their budget, you wouldn't even make it on their search.
Yeah.
So you do have to consider that. But the question is that, in my opinion, revolves around, is there anyone actually looking for a 2-bedroom basement suite?
Or you see when people get so excited that they were able to fit 3 bedrooms because it was such a huge square footage, they could fit 3 bedrooms into the basement. Isn't that amazing?
That means I'm going to get so much more rent. This is what I hear. This is what we hear people saying is that, I want 2 bedrooms. That way I can charge more rent. Yeah, but the question is anyone actually looking for it?
Well, is anyone looking for it? But I think the more important question, and where my brain goes automatically, is do I want a situation where I have that many people in a basement suite, where there's people living on a main floor suite, and now I have an entire family with maybe 3-4 kids, or I have 2 couples and one of them has a kid and they're all looking to bunk together.
Yeah.
Do I want that?
You mean the dynamic between the 2 relationships between the tenants?
It's causing so many. There's so many people living under one roof. We thought we had problems before when there was just maybe a couple in the basement and a small family upstairs, and they were getting on each other's nerves. Now imagine having 6 people in the basement and 5 people upstairs.
Yeah.
And what kind of issues that's going to cause. So I just think from a what is my tenant profile perspective, I love a good 1-bedroom basement suite that's going to attract a young couple or a mature single person who just needs, a smaller space to live in. Or maybe it's a single parent with 1 kid.
Yeah.
I like, so 1 bedroom is
I honestly
for my
don't
tenant profile.
I don't like the kid downstairs.
I don't either. But 1 bedroom is more ideal because I'm more looking for like a young couple. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my desired tenant profile for basement suites. But if it does have 2 bedrooms, which we do have basement suites that have 2 bedrooms, all that opens up really for me is that maybe it's like we've had lots of situations where it's like siblings are moving in together. Yeah. Or, that type of situation where they do need the 2 bedrooms, but it's still just 2 young professionals.
Yeah.
So I like one bedroom with a good sized living space is my preference.
Considering the fact that I lean heavy towards young, like a couple, young or old, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or a single person. Or a single person. Because of that, the question is, does that tenant profile that I am actually trying to attract, that's my decision. I bought this property with this particular unit is designed specifically with the looking for either a couple or a single person. That's who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anyone else. I'm not trying to attract anyone else.
Yeah.
If I had my own criteria that I could check on a box, it would say couple or single person. And I put it out there. Why would I add a 2nd bedroom?
Right.
Does my tenant profile, the people that I'm trying to attract, do they see value in that 2nd bedroom? Or would they rather have a bigger living space? Do they want a wall between their living area? Is that a place that they're actually going to spend any time?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps maybe they work from home and they need a little designated area. But the question is, do they want a wall separating that designated area, or would they appreciate more light traveling through the space?
Right.
If I want someone to stay a long time, we've lived in a basement suite before. It had a lot of walls. It had 2 bedrooms. You remember that, Gabby?
It was dark.
The living room was in a bedroom.
Yeah.
It was fucking dark.
Yeah.
Gabby hated it.
Yeah.
That winter was one of the worst winters we ever had living in that. And I think that if that wall wasn't there for that second bedroom, I think it probably would have felt a lot more big and spacious.
Probably,
that
yeah.
whole area, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, would have been completely wide open.
Yeah.
It would have had so much more light.
Yeah.
But they put a wall in there. I don't know why. They put a door. It made no sense. So I think for the people that we're trying to attract, they would appreciate a bigger living space. And if they wanted to have a little desk or tucked off in the side, that's fine. But at least it flowed nicely and they had a more natural light, which is a big issue with basement suites.
Yeah.
So, you can charge more rent, but is a single person, is our tenant profile, is our demographic willing to pay an extra $100 or $200 a month for it? Or would they prefer a more open space for less? I'm a big fan of 1 bedrooms, even with our garden suites, which are above ground, which have more natural light. We had the option of closing off so it's a rectangle at the back. There's a bedroom on the back end, and then beside it is a living area. And we had the option to put up another wall there and put a second bedroom. And then it would have just been a very small living area between the kitchen and the 2 bedrooms in that rectangle. So it could have had a couch and a small little table or something like that. Would have been very tight. And yes, we probably could have, based off our market rent appraisal, probably could have got an extra $100, maybe $150, which would have increased the value of the property significantly. But when we thought about it, we're like, who's going to rent this? Who's looking for a 2-bedroom?
And who do we want to put in there?
And we thought about it, and we had the exact same tenant profile that we have for our basement suites, which is a single person or a couple. Yeah. We see them as staying longer than a single mom with a kid. And we see everyone else in that property staying a lot longer if there wasn't a single mom
and a kid.
So it's not just about them staying longer, but everybody else staying longer, because sometimes that kid or that single mom that keeps yelling at her kid can affect how long other people stay as well.
If these aren't things that you're thinking about when you are purchasing or building or whatever you're doing, you need to stop and you need to actually have these conversations. You need to think about these things, because this is all strategy that needs to be taken into account in your portfolio.
Just little things that you pick up along the way. And then once you establish these systems, right? These are just little systems, right? This is our system. This is our tenant profile. Once you establish these things and make a decision, the micro decisions that you make every day in your business get a whole lot easier. Gabby and I don't need to talk anymore about things like this, because we already know. These are systems that we put in place. And you're like, oh, that's pretty fucking simple. I was really expecting you to give me something really cool and amazing and exciting. No,
we didn't even need to talk about it beforehand. We knew that we both were on the same page with the answer.
We've done over 1,200 episodes, and we don't prep this show at all because we are so on the same page about everything in our business. That's what makes all of these crazy days so easy, is because we know exactly what the answer is before it even happens. Yeah. We don't get scared about all the what ifs and the tenants trashing the place and this and that and what if it sits empty, etc., because we know the answers ahead of time, right? And if you set up the right systems, it makes this business a whole lot easier. So that's our system. That's how we do it. Set up your systems, right? You can agree with ours, or you can create your own, right? But ultimately, to answer that question, for us, we think 1 big primary bedroom is best.